We know that there are many of you who are watching this who have lost loved ones, either recently or in the more distant past. And in many cases, these are situations where people with priesthood authority laid hands on their head to bless them, and maybe those blessings didn't always result in healing. And it can be pretty troubling because we as humans, from our mortal perspective, we want everybody to always be healed and everything to always work out for a long, long, long life of peace and prosperity. And sometimes it doesn't work that way. Really, really quickly, another personal experience from my mission. I was brand new in Brazil, serving in the Curitiba, Brazil mission with Elder Pratt. And we had found this elderly gentleman named Sebastian, who had had a pretty rough life. And here towards the end of his life, his late 70s, we teach him the gospel, and he is so excited to receive the gospel, and he's looking forward to his baptism date. A few days before he was to be baptized, we find out that he's in the hospital with a terrible case of pneumonia, and he's not doing well, and he asked for us to come and give him a blessing. So we go. And Elder Pratt, being the incredible trainer that he was and working with me and helping me to develop, he insisted that I be the one to give Sebastian the blessing, and he would do the anointing. Keep in mind, I'm still brand new, and I'm struggling with Portuguese and having a hard time. I had no idea what to do. Elder Pratt finished anointing, and then I laid my hands on Sebastian's head, and he was very clearly in pain and not doing well, having a hard time breathing. And it came very, very distinctly into my mind, the words in Portuguese of, "Let him go. Release him. It's his time." But here I was, a brand new missionary, and I was going to be able to baptize him. And so I didn't bless him to let him go. I blessed him that he would get better. I blessed him that his family would come and join him in the church. And throughout that blessing, the words kept coming to my mind, "Let him go, let him go, let him go." But I didn't let him go because that wasn't my will. At the end, when I finished the lesson or the blessing, Sebastian turned to me and he said, "Really? Really? I'm going to get better?" I didn't have a lot of confidence when I kind of feebly nodded and said, "Yeah, I think you're going to be okay." And as we were walking out, Elder Pratt turned to me and he said, "Elder Griffin, did you really feel like he's going to get better?" And I said, "No, I had the words to let him go keep coming to my mind, but I didn't want to let him go." He said, "That's interesting because that's what I was feeling the whole time, is that we should have allowed him to move peacefully to the other side of the veil." Sebastian died a few days later, 2 days later. And that was a lesson that I learned in a painful way, is when you're standing there speaking for the Lord, if the person is appointed to live, then they're going to live with this prayer of faith, this blessing of faith. And if it's their time to go or to die, then it's best to let the Spirit decide that and to follow that direction. That's one of the things I look forward to in the next life, is meeting Sebastian and going up to him and asking him to forgive me for seeking to do my will rather than the Lord's will. But I know that he was comforted in those final days of his life, regardless of the imperfections of a brand new missionary serving in his area there in Tarumã, Brazil.